Connecting with Fluidal Energies. A Canadian example by Hiller Kalmar, Vancouver, BC.
FIGU Canada's February 4, 2024 public Zoom meeting included core group member Christian Freiner as a special guest, and everyone had the chance to ask him questions, which was much appreciated. In answering a question about Fluidal Energies, Christian used his watch as an example of an artifact that, if worn regularly, would absorb its owner's fluidal energies that others might perceive long after the owner's passing. FIGU Special Bulletin 38, 2007, and Billy's book about the Fluidal Energy 2021 describe fluidal energies as the electromagnetic swinging waves arising from the mental block of every human being from their thoughts, feelings, psyche, and consciousness. Such fluidal energies are all around us, and those frequencies, energies emitted by a specific individual, are transferred to both their material body and to objects in their possession. Over the years, people having the unusual ability to perceive fluidal energies have been called mystics, clairvoyants, sensitives, seers, intuitives, psychics, remote viewers, and so on. People with such abilities include Rudolf Steiner, Edgar Cayce, Stefan Osowiecki, Ingo Swann, Barbara Brennan, Hella Hamid, and Canadians such as Dr. Adam MacLeod, George McMullen, and Paul Elder. It may be of interest for FIGU Canada participants to be aware of some Canadian contributions to knowledge learned from the interpretation of fluidal energies as described below. J. Norman Emerson, 1917 to 1978, founded the Ontario Archaeological Society in 1951 and was a University of Toronto professor for over 30 years. His research focused on Ontario and Arctic prehistory, especially the Iroquois of the Huron Nation. Emerson was a self-described stones and bones researcher until he heard about the apparent abilities of the husband of one of his wife's friends. This man, George McMullen, 1920 to 2008, having only a grade 9 education, claimed the ability to tell the history of objects in his hand since childhood. In 1971, Emerson decided to meet McMullen and test his abilities. With no archaeological training or knowledge, McMullen accurately described and sketched Iroquois bone fragments and clay artifacts presented to him, which had taken Emerson's department years to decipher. The term psychometry was first used in 1849 by Kentucky physician Dr. J.R. Buchanan to describe the ability to feel, perceive, or see the essence of things, a lucid perception that surpassed time and space. He published a manual of psychometry in 1885. Being the perception of fluidal energies, psychometry has also been described as connecting with the energies of a place, object, or another consciousness. Emerson proceeded to make use of McMullen's abilities at various archaeological sites to obtain immediate knowledge, calling it intuitive archaeology, because McMullen did not like to be called a psychic. This work has been described in various books and papers. American researcher Stefan Schwartz became aware of Emerson's intuitive archaeological work and invited McMullen to help with a research project in Alexandria, Egypt. This project also involved another sensitive called Hella Hamid, 1921 to 1992, an American photographer with paranormal abilities who had been an initial participant in Bob Monroe's inaugural Gateway Voyage program in 1973. Schwartz's book about their discoveries is called The Alexandria Project. Walking on a hill believed by researchers to be the site of an old Roman acropolis, McMullen described what he saw and felt beneath the surface. His description matched Byzantine and not Roman structures, and subsequent excavation determined that McMullen's intuitive assessment was accurate. An article about McMullen titled A Feel for the Past appeared in the September 22, 1980 edition of Maclean's magazine.